Welcome to episode 11. I'll be doing some voiceovers from now on, just to split this section up to make it a 15-minute maximum. And as you can tell right now, I'm getting the 6 bolts out of the front of the fender in a really fast motion. So let's get to it.
Alright, so I just want to tell you that on the 6 screws that I just took out, once again, I did a little bit out, spray it with some oil, a little bit in, a little bit out, a little bit in, just to make sure I don't snap anything. Once in a while, when the rust is built up or real hard on the back, it'll snap out nice and free, start to come out, then the rust will build up in the back, and then you'll snap the head of the bolt off. So in this circumstance, especially, once again, it being a Jeep, always a good idea to use a little bit more oil and make sure you save the bolts. That little more time it takes to go in and out on a bolt to make sure that you get the oil completely on all the thread is still a lot less time than if you snap the bolt afterwards. So remember, take your time. As I keep going here, I just want to show you another instance of the back and forth. You can see that. Take a look how rusty that bolt actually is. But if you looked under there, to tell you the honest truth, I didn't really see any rust when I started it. So that indicates that there's plenty of rust behind it, though it's still not bad here. So once again, back and forth, a lot of the oil, good idea. I know I'm painting this afterwards and everything else, but I can clean the oil off. Okay? So like I said, take your time. So another little hint I would like to give you, I noticed, you probably noticed I was jerking a little instead of, so if you think of an impact gun, it actually takes a hammer and whacks back and forth. It doesn't completely give tension. So what I was doing is I was holding the ratchet and I'm giving it kind of little tug. So in doing that, not only does it kind of try to break it free and not just force with the snap, what it also does is protect my knuckles. So if I'm doing this, it's a lot less of chance of something slipping off. Or if it does, at least it's not full force. So, because when I'm actually taking and I put stress away from myself, if it lets the ratchet go or anything slips or the bolt breaks, I'm literally punching whatever's ahead of me, which is metal, sometimes sharp. Not good for the hands. So in all cases, you always try to pull towards you when you're loosening something up. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, so if you can't pull towards you, then you should try to jerk it free, not give it a good yank, because the good yank can definitely hurt your knuckles or snap a bolt. And once again, I'd like to show you, they came out pretty easy, but that's a lot of rust on all of those. Alright, so that was the 4 bolts that were in that, what looks like a battery tray. It is not, but it looks like. So here's that. It's not in horrible condition, but as you can tell, that's all the rusted areas. So I will be sanding that down and painting that up. Repeat it again, not a restoration product, but at the same time as I'm doing this, there's no reason to put rusty stuff back. Still hear that. So I still have that piece of tape or whatever the factory put on the top of this. So I'm going to take this out because I got those bolts down there. I want to put some oil up here and spray behind it. I believe I found a black rubber plug that I can put over this, which I might spray the plug so it actually is the same color as the truck. So we'll do that in the pole, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to take these off and just fill the holes up and do it without it. Piece of tape from the factory. I don't think you'll see that on a Toyota. By the way, I like my Jeep, but interesting things that they do. Alright, so I have the 6 bolts off over here. I have one just kind of connected just to keep the front of the fender on. I don't want it to fall off. Not because I care if the fender scrapes, but I don't want it to scrape my bumper. I just don't want it to fall down. It's easier if you can handle it. I have 4 bolts left back there that I have to get off. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I am going to take my time with these. Like I said, I took the hole in here, squirted the oil up in there, but I am definitely going to take my time with these. If these happen to snap off, these are a nightmare. So it's strange that you can't even get to them inside the truck. So it's like the sealed compartment in here. Very bad idea, I think, for rust. But it doesn't seem to be rusted at all in there, so that's good. I'm sure the back of the bolts are a little bit rusty, so I'm going to take my time. I'm going to do the in-out method again to get all the stuff off the threads. So it's going to take some time, but I would rather take my time there than regret it. Let me give you a hint. This one might be on the test. This is an extremely long extension. I don't know, 3 feet? Alright, so, for it to be extremely long, what happens when you get something that is this long and you're turning from over here, long shaft of metal, turning a bolt down here. As you turn it, you're losing a lot of the torque actually through this long shaft. So the shaft itself is going to actually twist a little bit. So to get over that, what they did is, are you ready for this one? This is a 3/8 drive, okay? And this is a universal impact. Very nice, something to remember. A lot better than this impact, which you can actually tell is coming apart. Okay, there's a little piece of metal there. I'll put that back together. But that proves that's not very good. Not meant for impact. Alright, that's actually quite dangerous. This right here will not come apart. Not unless you kill it. I'm not going to say never come apart because I'm sure somebody's broken it at some point. I'm not using an impact gun for this. But, here we go. 3/8 on this side, 3/8 here. That's 3/8 drive, not a 3/8 size. On the other side of this, it is not 3/8, okay? This is a 3/8 ratchet. It does not fit. It's for a 1/2 inch drive ratchet. That is so you can get more of a pull on it to turn this end. Keep that in mind, maybe on a test. Alright guys, so you want to make sure you hold the fender here. Let's see if I can get to that bolt. But make sure you hold the fender so the thing doesn't come crashing down on you, okay? So position yourself in a way that you know you can hold the fender when it comes off. You never want to let something drop. Like I said, I know I'm painting it, or at least most of it, but you never know.
And I've developed this reputation as someone who doesn't like animals.
All right.
It makes me laugh because it's not true.
And there you go. The fender is off. Once again, strangely enough, the reason why I took this fender off is because of this rust right here. Yep, probably could have cut it off. Did what I had to do. The fender isn't in the worst condition. But it didn't cost me much for the fender. So, there you go.
So, I'm just saying that, we said to ourselves, my wife's a teacher, so we figured, if maybe...
Alright, so now that I have all that off, I will grab a camera, bring it in here, and we'll check everything else out. But basically, quick overview, I want to make sure the steering shaft is in good shape. Because it's a lot easier to replace stuff now without a fender on it than it is to do it later. So we'll get in here with another camera, I'll show you what's going on, and we'll go from there.